Sawadee-ka! Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. So today I have a really simple but so delicious vegetable side dish that's perfect for the holiday table, but really any time of year because it's so easy and delicious. And I feel like this dish is sort of a food representation of me because it's like this yummy mashup of Thai and Canadian ingredients. It's so good. It's Brussels sprouts, pan roasted with fish sauce and maple syrup. I mean, you can almost make it with that much information. It's so simple. So let's get started. So I'm using a pound of Brussels sprouts here, and that weight is after trimming because everybody trims slightly different amounts. So make sure you buy just a little bit more than a pound. And you want to make sure these are dry. So you want to wash them before you cut them, because if you got too much moisture lodged into these, the Brussels sprouts will steam and they'll become soft rather than al dente, which is kind of what I'm going for. And just trim the bottom, get rid of any sort of yucky loose leaves on the edge. Okay, that's all that. And then the rest of the stuff, I got some good old Canadian maple syrup. And maple syrup and Brussels sprouts, at least in Canada anyway, it's a pretty popular combination. That's where I got the idea. But you can just try honey or golden syrup or maybe even palm sugar. You can do that. And then I got fish sauce. If you've got good quality fish sauce, now's the time to break that out. And as an option, this is not required at all, I have made some fried garlic, okay? So I've made fried garlic many times on the show before, but basically all you do is you fry garlic in oil on low heat until it's golden and crispy. You want to strain the garlic away from the oil, keep them both, because I want to use the oil when I fry the Brussels sprouts. For a shortcut, you can just sprinkle some garlic powder at the end as well, or just skip the garlic altogether. I've done it without the garlic and it's still good. But this is like the extra step. And then just a little bit of white pepper. You can do black pepper if you like. And that's it. Let's get cooking. So we're gonna do this stovetop, which I love because for the holidays, your oven's probably busy with other things anyway. So I love this technique and it's so fast. So I've got a large flat skillet here, which you want the biggest one you have, so they have lots of room, but you still wanna do this in 2 batches because it'll probably be a little too crowded. So I'm going to add my, oil first. So if you did fry your garlic, you wanna use the garlic frying oil for this, for extra flavor, but if you didn't, regular oil will be fine. And I want to add more because I want the pan to be thoroughly covered in oil. And that's how you're going to get nice browning on the Brussels sprouts. I never said this was low calories. Heat's still off because I want to give myself lots of time to go in and put them cut side down. Look at that, it's like they're all revolting against me. It's like I randomly plop them in and they all decide to turn the wrong way. You can fill the pan completely as long as all of them are making nice contact. That's good. Now it's all going in there. I'm gonna turn my heat on and just medium high. And you're waiting now, just waiting. Do not touch them, do not stir them. Waiting until they get nice and well browned on the bottom side. That's the key to delicious Brussels sprouts. Not steamed, but browned. If you have one of these, might come in handy. And check them regularly. I remember one of the restaurants I used to work at, they deep fried their Brussels sprouts, and it was the first time I'd ever seen Brussels sprouts deep fried, and it was like, what? This is amazing, and it was delicious. So this is almost deep frying them. You're getting the same level of brownness without actually having to deep fry them. Okay, well, let's see where we're at. Oh, the ones around the edges are starting to brown a bit. Can probably do with a little bit more. See, this one is kind of what you're going for right here. And it's funny that my stove at home, it's the middle that will brown faster, but with this stove, it will be the one on the edges. Okay, so once you know that all of them have browned, what you can do is just give them a toss so that you're not having to individually flip them. And then you just go back and get the ones that did not cooperate. So once they're on the other side, it really only takes, oh, this is perfect browning right here. It really only takes another 1 or 2 minutes for this size. If yours is a little bit bigger, I would recommend cutting them in quarters, maybe, so it doesn't take as long. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this off, remove them so I can do my second batch. And I want to leave all the oil in the pan, so I'm going to use tongs. Oh, the texture is perfect. It's just tender enough, but still firm in the middle. Get rid of any stray bits. And then we repeat with the other half. I'm going to add a little bit more oil. And so for this batch, I'm going to add maybe a little bit less so I don't have too much oil overall. I'm really happy with the browning of the first batch already. Okay, see, I just wanted to show, oh, let me turn this on. Okay, see, I just wanted to show you what happens when you don't add as much oil. See how, like, some pieces just are not browning as evenly, which is, you know what, if you're concerned about how much oil, it may not be the end of the world for you, but I just wanted to show you the difference. Man, some of these are just like jumping. And then it doesn't cook quite as evenly when there's not as much oil, but hey, there you go. I show you 2 different ways. Oh, the rebel. Just like, ah!
There it goes.
And the police.
No, it's okay.
It's
Nothing
good.
to see here.
How do I? We're fine.
Everything's fine.
We're fine. No, they're fine. Slightly overcharred because we're running around doing that, but you know what? That's what happens when you film without ventilation. Let me just taste it to see how charred these are, because Brussels sprouts will surprisingly take charredness quite well. You know how some vegetables get grilled, that dark grilled mark, and they're fine? Oh yeah, it's fine. Okay. Whew. Okay, so what you're gonna do now is actually put them back in the pan. The heat is off now. And then all our seasoning goes in. And the pan is still a bit hot, which is what we want. So now the fish sauce and the maple syrup. And the reason why I don't add the fish sauce and the maple syrup, oh, and the pepper, in the beginning when the heat is on, is the fish sauce will actually sort of evaporate and burn to the pan. And instead of coating your Brussels sprouts, it'll coat the pan. And because fish sauce is liquid, it has the, unlike salt, it has the ability to just like seep into all the nooks and crannies of the Brussels sprouts, so we can afford to season it after the fact and still have it go all over. All right, let's plate it up. And you know what? This is a great thing also to serve room temp, so you can make it in advance. It doesn't have to be hot to be delicious. And I would plate it on something flat-ish, just so the sauce doesn't all end up at the bottom of the bowl. And then, this is fine, but I got fried garlic. Or you can top it, whatever, bacon bits. That would be really good, actually. Whatever crispy toppings you like. And ta-da! Look at that. Tastefully charred. Okay, I'm going to taste it. I want some crispy bits of garlic. The pepper, I can smell the pepper. And the fish sauce, of course. So good. So simple, yet so good. This is the thing, you've got the fish sauce, which is salty and umami. And then the maple syrup, which is sweet to balance the fish sauce. And Brussels sprouts really benefit from something sweet. And it's got its own little maple flavor, which isn't obvious here, but it really adds some complexity to the dish. And it doesn't stand out like if you have a traditional Thanksgiving table, for example. This doesn't stand out as something completely different in flavor. So I think it still works quite well with a traditional meal, but it's just got a little something different. And that is it. I hope you give this a try. It's so simple, but make sure you turn on the hood fan when you're cooking. Don't turn it off and shut all the windows like we do when we film these videos. It's not good. The recipe, as always, will be on hotthaikitchen.com, and send me a photo when you have made it on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. And if you haven't subscribed to the show, make sure you do so you don't miss the recipe. And click the bell icon as well so you get a notification when I post a new video. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time for your next delicious Thai meal.